Thank you very much, Markus, for being with us today. The first question would be for you. What do you think people and participants get out of the FTX Bocconi challenge? And what is the kind of path and growth and things that they have learned and your personal experience on this?
No, I think that the challenge has for sure triggered learning processes, different learning processes in each and every individual. We have such a huge diversity in these 150 participants, and you could see in the interaction, in the questions they made. So for me, the impact I can imagine that this event had was to be selected by Financial Times and Bocconi. It's a first gratification to be able to talk directly to senior business leaders and experts. It's another thing that usually you don't get at this age. And I also appreciated the fact that everyone was extremely open to listen to different viewpoints and was not like fixed on one particular standpoint. It was really an experience of diversity and inclusion and learning, most of all. I'm still answering to the emails and giving feedback now to interested participants that want to know how to pitch better or how to construct a business model in a different way.
What are the skills that they should apply in their journeys from now on, but maybe they gathered it through the FTX Bocconi Talent Challenge?
I think one of the most important skills is communication skills. And I was really impressed by the way they made questions and they interacted with speakers and with me during my session. They were able to, like in half a minute, in a minute, to make a clear question and trigger a difficult answer. And that was impressive. So communication skills, also communication of an idea, working in groups in a short period of time. They were able to hammer out super nice presentations. And some of them have actually done in this week field research. So they analyzed customers' needs, condensed the analysis, and then made a pitch. So this is a big nice experience.
Markus, you have been our point of reference when it comes to corporate entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship. So we have learned from you what does it mean, and also what does it mean to have a corporate, innovative and entrepreneurial mindset. Would you just remind this for our listeners?
I mean, there are various definitions out there what the corporate entrepreneurship is. It's basically a process firms use to create innovation from within, based on corporate entrepreneurs, so people inside the firm that have an idea and develop the idea, taking risks and also reaping some of the benefits if the idea works out well.
What are the kind of top tips for building a great team and being a good team player, not just a leader?
Yeah, that's a tricky question, because what we look at when we choose ideas, we look at the teams. So creating a top team means that you have cross-functional skills, so you can cover 360-degree what a company needs. I also think that the founders, they need to know each other very well, know their weaknesses, and also have talked about what could go wrong in the relationship. It's a little bit like marrying. Some people make a prenup and just in case they need it. So I think there also need to be some guidelines on how you eventually break up in a team. It's better to get red before something like that happens than pale after it has happened.
If you were a student today, let's imagine you are in your 20s, back in your 20s, how would you build your resilience, or maybe something you have learned in your journey to be a resilient expert, professor, and also entrepreneur?
Yeah, resilience is the capability to bounce back from a shock. Okay, so I think one ingredient is don't take yourself too seriously, especially when you're 20, but also when you're older. Things go wrong, so live with failure. I don't think that like 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20 startups should only succeed. I think the failure rate should be lower, but failure is part of an entrepreneurial path. So this is one important skill to say, okay, I actually accept failure. I accept failure as a learning experience. And the second big ingredient is network. If you feel down, if you are not happy, if you about how clients react to your products, investors don't want to, they don't trust you anymore with your products. And so what you need there is a network. You need people to talk to, and I think also here, if you can make a trade-off between a huge network with weak ties, I would recommend you a little bit smaller network with strong ties, and eventually also partners that are your peers. So it's sometimes there is a trade-off in creating a team where you are the sole leader and your ego commands that it's your idea, and then the others are kind of executing. I think when you create a team, you need to have peers that you can talk to. That makes you resilient.
And just maybe I would touch here on the Bocconi for Innovation before I concept that you created, of course, with your team inside of Bocconi. And also this is something that we give access to the alumni of the FTX Bocconi Challenge, especially the 3 winners. So maybe would you mind just giving us in 1 minute understanding of what is B4I and what is the support is giving to startups or like early bird ideas?
1 minute is challenging, but we have 3 processes. The first process is called pre-acceleration. So you take an idea that might come out of the FTX challenge, and in 12 workshops of half a day, we make this idea robust, even more robust, and bring it to the point where you can actually decide to create the company or not. Second process is the acceleration program. Here, what we do in a 4 months process, usually it's with a stable team. The company is already created with the support of 30,000 euro in cash and a lot of mentors and experts from our side. In these 4 months, we scale the company, make it more robust, and then support startups in the third phase to actually get more investors and make the company grow even more. Grazie mille.